We're following breaking news now out of Connecticut. There are reports of a school shooting in the town of Newtown, Connecticut. And according to the Hartford Courant, it appears that it's at the Sandy Hook Elementary School. We have live pictures right now. Let's look right there. As you can see, that's a chaotic situation. People and state police heavily armed on the scene. Parents have been showing up. Let's get right to Brian Burnell. He's on the scene right now. Brian, what can you tell us? What have you seen?
Well, I'm standing at the Sandy Hook Fire Department, which is very near the school. It's turned into sort of an impromptu staging area for parents. There are at least 8, maybe a dozen ambulances here, although they are not in use right now. They may have been sent in as a precaution. We were actually on the highway when perhaps a dozen state trooper vehicles and emergency vehicles went zipping by us, lights flashing, sirens on, headed this way. From what we're told from J. Paul Vance, Lieutenant J. Paul Vance with the state police, they scrambled everything they could find to get here when they learned about the shooting. Now, as for the nature of the shooting itself, we don't have any details. We have rumors, and we're not going to report rumors about who was shot, about what their condition is. But again, they're rumors, and there are conflicting stories going around. At this firehouse, we have parents, perhaps I would have to say 50 to 60 parents here waiting to get their kids, some people in tears, hugs. I talked to one man who said 5 of the children from the school, he lives near the school, 5 of the children from the school were running away from the shooter, trying to get away from the shooting, and took refuge in his house, that there was a bus driver who was coming by who also picked up some kids, getting them away from the school. So the situation, as you said right now, is pretty chaotic. The school is on lockdown. It has been shut down. There are state police and local police with their Kevlar vests on, with their assault rifles. There doesn't seem to be any sense of urgency in terms of armed officers running toward the school or that type of thing. The thing I'm seeing more than anything else is some very, very concerned parents. I heard one parent saying into the phone, she's okay, Sarah's okay, probably talking to his wife, I presume, about their own child. So they're here at the firehouse learning whether or not their children were involved in this. The rumors we're hearing do not involve any children being shot, only members of the faculty. But again, we don't know how many, we don't know who specifically, so we're not going to get into what the exact rumors are. But we are hearing nothing about children being shot at this point. So that's the situation right now. Back to you.
And Brian, stay with us for a moment. I just want to let our viewers know that according to WVIT, our affiliate there in Connecticut, 3 patients have been taken to Danbury Hospital. No word on their injuries or their ages, Brian, so we do not know that information yet, but we do know that according to them, 3 patients have been taken to Danbury Hospital. And let's get back to that picture. This is from the Newtown Bay. As you can see, children looking absolutely horrified, crying, very emotional, trying to be let out in a orderly form there, holding on to each other. Brian, have you seen any of the faces of these children? Do they look really scared and quite frankly terrified?
I have seen no children, but I'm seeing scared-looking parents continuing to show up here at the firehouse, and there are still emergency vehicles arriving. So as we said, Lieutenant Paul Vance telling us that they're scrambling everything they can find. That is definitely the case here. We have fire companies from the area, from several different towns, ambulances, as I said, a dozen of them anyway, from surrounding towns. And that information that WVIT reported, that's new information that 3 people have been transported to the hospital. And again, we haven't heard anything about any children being involved in this, any that the children were victims of this, only that there were faculty members. And the fact that you've got 3 people going to the hospital reported by Channel 30, that is new information, because again, the rumors we're hearing didn't give us more than one perhaps victim, and those rumors varied as to whether it was a teacher, a staff member, that type of thing. So I just had one woman say to me that there was 2 parents shooting it out. So, I mean, at this point, we don't have anything confirmed, so we're going to wait and see what once the chaos settles down and we know all the children are safe, I'm sure the state police will have some kind of information for us when they can get this situation under control.
Absolutely. Brian Burnell live there in Connecticut for us on the scene. We will have more for him in just a moment, but Hartford Courant is also saying that state police have told them that 1 shooter is dead. The 2nd shooter is unconfirmed. Now again, we are getting a lot of these reports from the state police via our affiliate there in Connecticut, WVIT or the Hartford Courant. We have a crew on the way. We have still not heard anything yet from the school. Brian, are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Brian, are the parents frustrated? I mean, this happened more than an hour ago, and it doesn't seem like we're getting much out of the school. Do we know anything about how they're feeling about that part of it?
Well, parents we've talked to, obviously they're upset. They're concerned about their own children. They are being reassured, though, apparently from the fire chief here, that no children were involved in this. But, needless to say, they want to get their children. The children are obviously in an area, at this point, we can presume that the authorities put them in a place where they'd be safe. And it's just a question now of at what point they can get the children out of there and to their parents. So that's kind of what everybody here is waiting for, to see what happens. And, again, very upset people, as you can certainly understand. Parents come here, they send their child to school. They certainly don't expect this kind of thing to happen. To be called for this is a parent's worst nightmare.
Absolutely. They must be very nervous until they have their children back in their arms again. Brian Burnell, live there in Newtown, Connecticut. Thank you. Again, if you're just joining us right now, there has been reports of a shooting in Newtown, Connecticut. We do not have that confirmed yet, but state police have been telling our affiliate WVIT and the Hartford Courant that they have responded to this reports of a school shooting. They're also saying that one shooter is dead. The second shooter, whether there is one or not, is unconfirmed at this hour. We had heard reports that there may have been two, so we know from the Hartford Courant that the state police told them that one shooter is dead. We also are trying to find out about injuries. We've heard about injuries, but we do not know who's been injured, how many people have been injured, or to what extent. That's again according to the Hartford Courant, saying that the state police did tell them that there were injuries. Let's get back to that picture again, because I think it really does tell you a lot about what these children must be feeling right now, trying to be let out in an orderly fashion, holding on to each other. If you look at the girl in blue, she's obviously crying, very, very scared, a very scary situation, not only for the students, but also for the teachers. Brian is saying out there on the scene that the whispers are that no students or children have been hurt, but we do not have any information about whether numbers of injuries, who's been injured, ages of people, so we don't know anything about that. To give you an idea, if you're watching us in one of the other states, not in Connecticut, Newtown is in western Connecticut. Apparently this happened around 9:40 a.m. That's when state police got the call. We are still trying to fill in the blanks. There are still a lot of blanks, but again, what we know right now, that reports of a school shooting, reports of injuries, do not know how serious the situation is, but there are a lot of parents, Brian said about 50 to 60, trying to show up right now to find out if their children are okay. Obviously very scared. We will continue bringing you the latest information as soon as we have it. We do know that the entire district is in lockdown, though, and we also know that there's been a staging area set up for students and parents near the school. That's obviously probably to make sure that they can try and match any students with parents, also try to make everyone feel as calm as possible in a situation like this, which you can imagine must be very difficult. Again, just to recap now, we do have a crew on the scene. We will be getting more information out to you as soon as possible, as well as a live report out there as soon as possible. We have had Brian Burnell on the phone giving us some information about the chaotic scene that he's witnessing there. A lot of rumors going around, but we want to let you know that the Connecticut affiliate WVIT has reported that at least 3 people have been taken to a Danbury hospital after the reported school shooting. We know that the Hartford Courant is saying that the state police is telling them that one shooter is dead. We do not know about reports of a second shooter right now. Those are unconfirmed. We do know that at least one shooter is dead, according to the state police via the Hartford Courant. Additionally, we've heard about injuries. We do not know how many people have been injured, the extent of the injuries. We are trying to follow this as closely as possible. A very serious situation out there. An ambulance dispatcher, I'm just learning, said a teacher was shot in the foot and now taken to Danbury Hospital, so that may give us a clue about one of those victims that was taken to Danbury Hospital. May have been a teacher. Again, stay with us. We are following this reports of a school shooting, and it seems more and more likely that there was in fact one there. But again, until we have that confirmed, we will bring you the latest information as soon as we have it. Stay with us here at NECN and NECN.com.